So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another episode of the crazy week that was with Barrister Neze. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Today's episode comes with plenty of updates. When I bring stories to you guys here, I usually tell you that if there are any updates on that story, I'm gonna let you know. So we have update guys and we're gonna dive right into it immediately. The first story is an update on IVD and his late wife Bimbo. Guys, I did a very extensive documentary about this story right on my channel. It's worth watching, so I'm going to leave the link to it right in the description box and pinned in the comment section. So when you're done watching this one, you can click on it and catch up. So just a brief recap for those that are hearing about this for the first time. IVD, known as Ikechukwu Ogbonna, is a celebrity auto dealer and he was married to Bimbo, his longtime sweetheart, who they started life basically together. Now, Bimbo's family, right from the onset, was never in support of her getting married to Ikechukwu. They fought it out, but love won. Bimbo and IVD were married for so many years and they had 5 children. They had a very toxic marriage, marred with violence, verbal and physical abuse, drug use and abuse, mental health issues, infidelity, diabolism, and all of the toxicity in the world that you can possibly find in a marriage. IVD and Bimbo had it going on.
In drug. This is how you overdose yourself in drug. This is the shit that you do, and then you come online and say I do all this shit to you, the real manipulator. This is who you are.
See what this bastard did to me. See what she did to me. She just hit me right now. See what she did to me. This is me. This is me bleeding. This is me bleeding. This is me bleeding.
So on this very day, report has it that they were engaged in a very terrible fight, as usual, and the late Bimbo had threatened to burn down their house. She had poured diesel or fuel, I don't know whatever she poured, but she had poured that liquid all over the house. And mind you, that was not the first time that Bimbo had threatened to burn down their house. Whenever she needed some kind of reaction or attention from her husband, or whenever she was grossly upset, she usually threatened to burn down the house that they built together. The relationship was terribly violent. So she had poured the diesel all over the house. One thing led to the other. The house was set ablaze, and according to Bimbo's sister, IVD pushed Bimbo into the inferno and she was burnt beyond recognition. She eventually died from her wounds.
IVD, you pushed my sister into the fire. You watched her burn. You videoed her. This fire is burning me. You burnt me. You watched her burn. You pushed her into the fire. You were videoing her. Burning. Oh, Chimo. I video.
So this incident happened sometime in October of last year. What is it now, like 5 months? And ever since then, we haven't heard much about the case. Yes, IVD was arrested and he was later released on bail. And after that, we hadn't, gotten any much updates about IVD and Bimbo's incident. The only news we heard surrounding IVD was when he was rumored to have been dating Blessing CEO, the self-acclaimed relationship expert. And IVD never came out to bluntly refute that claim. Yes, he never accepted it, but also he never rebuffed it. It was only 3 months after his wife had died. So if there were such rumors surrounding his person, especially considering the circumstances surrounding his wife's death, people believed that IVD was supposed to have come out with his full chest to debunk it and refuse it. Rather, he just stayed mute and enjoyed the publicity and the drama that came from that brouhaha. And a lot of people believed that his refusal to issue a very strongly worded statement refuting that claim was deemed as concurrent. Yes, so that was the last and only time that we heard anything that had to do with IVD ever since Bimbo passed on. But that is not the crux of the issue now. What we're going to discuss today is not whether IVD has begun dating or not, because even when his wife was alive, he was dating other people. The crux of today's video is that Ikechukwu Ogbonna has now been officially arraigned before a court of competent jurisdiction. I really cannot tell why it took 5 whole months for him to have been arraigned. Maybe the police was just trying to do a very fantastic job of investigating and gathering up all of their evidences. But yes, he has been arraigned. And forgive me, I'm not supposed to sit and assume that everybody knows what an arraignment is. So I'll explain. An arraignment signifies the official opening, commencement of a criminal trial. It is the official reading of the charges on the criminal trial sheet to the defendant or to the accused, so he would understand why he is on trial. He will understand the charges that have been levied against him. It is mandatory in every criminal trial, and failure to do that renders both the whole proceeding and the outcome of it completely null and void. So the process involves calling the accused person by their names, their full names. Answer your papa name. Yes, that's where it comes from. And the charges will be read to him in full in a language that he or she understands. Very pertinent. And then he or she will be required to take a plea, to make a plea. He can either plead guilty or not guilty. If he or she pleads guilty, good and fine. It makes everything easy, fast, and closure comes easily. It brings us closer to straight up sentencing. But if he or she pleads not guilty, which is more often the case, then the trial can now begin in earnest. So yes, Ikechukwu Ogbonda, aka IVD, has now been arraigned for the death of his wife. And the charge brought against him, is it murder? No. The charge brought against him is involuntary manslaughter. I would explain that. Now, for anybody to be held liable for the offense of murder, 2 very important ingredients must be proven. One is the mens rea, that is the intention to kill. And the second one is the actus reus, which is the act itself that caused the death. So there must be the action that caused the death, and there must be intention to cause death. Those 2 fundamental ingredients must be present before you can even charge or convict somebody of murder. So if a hunter is in the forest, for example, hunting, and he sees a deer and he shoots at it and kills it, obviously he lacks the mens rea. He lacks the intention to kill a human being, right? But the action of killing was present, which is the actus reus. So that hunter cannot be charged for murder because those 2 must be present. One cannot be left out. But where the mens rea is absent, when the intent is absent, then that person can only be charged and convicted for a much lesser crime, the crime of manslaughter, whether voluntary or involuntary. And in this case, the police, upon their investigations, I believe, are of the opinion that IVD didn't nurse an intention to kill his wife, but the life was lost by his action. So that is why they are charging him under involuntary manslaughter. Involuntary manslaughter under the law occurs when one lacks the intention to kill but has caused the death of another through recklessness or criminal negligence. Did you get that? Recklessness, negligence, but not intentional. So the punishment for murder in Nigeria is death, outright execution. The punishment for manslaughter, the normal, regular, voluntary manslaughter, is life imprisonment. But in the case of involuntary manslaughter, with a fair trial and a lenient judge, such a person should be looking at between 2 to 6 years. So I'll sure keep my eyes on the case. I'll follow up on the procedure, and I'll bring to you guys any updates of notes as it comes up. Don't fail to bear in mind also that there is a possibility of him being found not guilty of the charge, and he will be a free man. So don't wipe off, don't erase totally that possibility. IVD has now taken to social media to lament, to complain bitterly how people considered friend desert their friends at the smallest or slightest issue. And people are like, wait, uncle. Is the death of your wife, mother of your 5 children, after all the domestic violence and drug abuse and infidelity and all the mess you guys did, is her death what you consider a small issue? You don't know what's coming for you. It seems you do not even know the gravity of what you have done or what has happened. I don't think you have any remorse. A lot of people were so upset with him for him to have described something this serious as a small issue. They made it clear to him that anybody who distances themselves from him have acted rationally cannot be said to have made a poor decision, because it's what's distancing over. And once again, people lent their voices and prayed that justice will be served and IVD will take consequences for all his actions. I'm going to keep a watch on that case, and I'll bring any updates to your notice. If you get to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a big thumbs up, and stay glued for the next one. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.